Hi guys, and welcome back. Hi. Today I thought I would start a new quilt project, and the name of this quilt is Old, New, Borrowed, and Blue. I'm just gonna go over the different fabrics. What you need, we have a dark blue right here. 1 yard of dark blue. There's actually 2 dark blues you'll need. The one dark blue is has a print, and the other dark blue is 2 yards, and it's a solid. Then white print, so 1.5 yards of a white print. We also have the yellow print, which I have, and it's unfolded on me right here, and that is 1.5 yards. You require light blue, so I have 1/2 yard of this nice light blue. I have a solid blue, which requires 1.25 yards here. And I also have another blue, but this one has a pattern on it, and it's 1/2 yard. You'll need 6 yards of backing, and the batting you'll need a queen size batting. So 82 by 98 inches is what you'll need for the batting. I also have a 1.25 yards, my apologies. Started, and I will show you what needs to be cut. Also, this is a really, I think, beginner friendly quilt pattern because it's mostly a 9 patch, so squares, and it has rectangles. Easy peasy in my opinion, but you let me know what you think. All right, I'll be back. I've ironed my first fabric I'm gonna cut. It is the dark blue, 1 yard, and it's telling me to cut 6 strips, 4.5 inches, the width of the fabric. And I've also made a little tape label, and it says to label it A. I don't know if you can, there we go. So, and it says width of the fabric, so I've left this fabric folded. As you can see, I've left it folded, and it's ready to be cut. Sorry for knocking on that. So 4.5 inches, and I need 6 each. So I'm just lining it up, 4.5 inches. There's 1, and I will do the other 5 off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have cut fabric A, the dark fabric, into 6 strips with the width of the fabric, and I've put my little tape label on it, and I'm gonna fold it up and put it aside until we start to sew. And the next one is to take your white print fabric, which I have right here, and we are going to just line it up. I've already trimmed off the edge, and we are going to cut 8 3/8 inches the width of the fabric, and that's going to be strip B. And then we're going to cut 4.5 by 8 3/8 inches, 20 of each, and this is going to be for strip C. So I will start cutting the 8 3/8. The 3/8 is the little mark in between 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 an inch, for anyone who doesn't know. Okay. Measure twice, cut once, they say. Hope for the best. Fold it up and set it aside, and then I will go cut it and let you know how many strips you need. All right, I'll be back. Here is strip C, 4.5 inches by 8 3/8 inches, and I needed to cut 3 strips. I did 3 strips of 8 3/8 inches. And the third strip, basically, you just cut 1 4.5 inch, and that's it. Because I had mine layered, so, but if you lay it all out, then it's still, you need 2, right? Because each strip gave me 9. Be back with the next step, which I'm going to blueprint, which is this one here. There's gonna be strips D, E, and F. So I have my tapes all here, and for D, I'm gonna cut 5 3 1/8 inch to the width of the fabric. Then for E, I'm gonna cut 2 12.5 inches by the width of the fabric, and F, I'm going to cut 20 each 2.5 inch by 12.5 inch strips, and that's F. Okay, so I'll be right back. For strips F, you can either do it one of 2 ways. You can cut one big 12.5 inch and then subcut those into 2.5 inch, which gives you 16, and then 2 2.5 inch strips, and then cut those into 12.5 inch lengths. Or you can just cut a bunch of strips at 2.5 inch, because you only get, with it folded, you only get 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch in the strips. So you can get 1, so you can get 3 out of the 2.5. It's up to you, whatever way you want to do it. Anyways, the next one is your yellow fabric, which I have right here and labeled D and A, and I'm gonna iron this out, get all the wrinkles out, and then I'm gonna cut for strips D. I'm gonna cut 4 strips each of 3 1/8 the width of the fabric, and then for A, I'm gonna cut 7 each 4.5 inch by the width of the fabric. All right. And I'll do that off camera so you don't have to get bored, and I'll be back with the next material and what you need to cut and how much you need to do. All right, so I have everything cut with the yellow fabric. I've cut 4 D strips at 3 1/8 of an inch the width of the fabric, and I have cut 7 each 4.5 inch the width of the fabric. The light blue, this one here, is G strip, and I cut 4 each at 4.5 inches. The blue, I had to cut 8 each 4.5 inches the width of the fabric, and that is for strip A, which I have right here, 8 strips. Then blue number 2, which is a pattern. The blue number 1 was a solid. I needed 8 each of 1.5 inches. So I have 8 here. And then for the dark blue, which is right here, and it's a solid, I cut 9 each, 4.5 inches width of the fabric, and labeled it A. And for the binding, you also use the dark blue, 9 each at 2.5 inches the width of the fabric. So all of my material is now cut, and all material I do have a little extra just in case something happens and need to fix it. All right, let's start sewing, shall we? Next step, I have my yellow D fabric, and sorry about shaking the camera there, my yellow D fabric and my blueprint fabric D. Now what you need to do is take each of the 1 each, right sides together, and then sew 1/4 inch seam. So just do 1, and I will come back and show you the next step in this. I have sewn a yellow and a blueprint together, and I have ironed to the dark side, just like that. Now you're going to take another blueprint D, and you're going to sew it to the yellow, of course, right sides together, just like this, and you're gonna sew 1/4 inch seam all the way down. And when I've done that, I'll bring you back and tell you what you need to do next. Okay, I have sewn the other blue strip to the yellow, so now we have blueprint, yellow, and blueprint. Now we're gonna have to subcut these into 20 each, and they are going to be 3 1/8 of an inch. Just show you quickly. And 1/8 of an inch. And we're gonna do it just like that. And we need 20 of these. And then once I have my 20 cut, I'll come back and show you the next step. I have subcutted the 20. I do piles of 10, just easier for me to count. And the leftover you have, keep it, because it's going to be used in another block. Next, we are going to take 2 yellow and 1 blue, and we're going to sew them in strips, but this time instead of blue being on the outside, it's going to be on the inside. And I will show you what I mean when I get this sewn together. Okay, I've sewn my strips together, so yellow, blue, yellow, and make sure that you iron to the dark fabric. So I have my dark blue, yellow, and dark blue, and then I have, this is what we're going to be doing. Yellow, blue, yellow, and then dark blue, yellow, blue. I'm going to sew these two together, press it the seams, and then I'm going to sew this one, and you'll have your 9 patch. I will show you this when I'm done. I have sewn my 9 patch. Just make sure your blues are on the outside and a blue in the center, and you'll be good to go. I have 10 of them here. And the next step for block A is we're going to take this white, I guess light blue print, and it's the 4.5 by 8 3/8 inch strip C, and we're going to sew these. So one on this side and then one on this side. And there's 10 blocks. I will sew this up and come back and show you the finished product and the next step in block A. Alright, I have sewn the white print on each side of my 9 patch, and there's 10 here. I'm going to set it aside and show you the next step. So you're going to take your first dark blue fabric, which is the one with the pattern. It's A, and what we're going to do is we are going to also take the white pattern strips B and one of these, and we're going to do this blue on this side, so we're going to sew it right sides together, and then we will sew the other piece right sides together so it makes a big long strip. And once I have that done, I will come back and show you the next step. Alright, I've sewn both dark blue pieces to the white, and now what we're going to do is we're going to subcut, and we need 20, and it's going to be at 4.5 inches. I've cut mine out, and I just want to tell you the next step. So I've got my 9 patch with my 2 sides. Now I'm going to take one of these, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to right sides together, sew along here and along here, so top and bottom, and you're going to do that for all 10 of those. And once that's done, I will come back and show you the finished block. I've finished block A, and this is what it's going to look like, and it's going to be quite big, substantial. And just make sure that you do all 10, and coming next week I will show you how to do block B. Please stay tuned and have a wonderful quilt day. Thank you. Bye.